I'd like to call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is public input. Is there anyone seeking to be recognized? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item is the student report. We have Marina with us. Good
Hi,
evening.
I'm Marina. I'm a junior, and I'm the student representative. The student report tonight. Today, spring sports started for the high school. The Miser was the fall play for Masters at the high school, and they won semifinals. And they're performing next week in Boston. Some standout actors and actresses that were commended at the semis were Mark McGilvery for Best Actor, as well as Andy Ty. Best Student Director went to Chrissy Smith. Technical Excellence in Lighting Design went to Liam Trowell and Josh Gordon. Technical Excellence in Set Design went to Libby Webster and Josh Gordon. Technical Excellence in Properties and Makeup went to Marion Burns. Cassandra Glenn won Excellence in Stage Managing. Adam Sperry won Technical Excellence in Costume Design, and Joy Perula won Excellence in Technical Directing. And this will have an effect on the Pies of Penzance, the spring musical. So the new show schedule will be Friday, March 19th at 8 o'clock p.m. Saturday, 2 showings will be 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock, that's the 20th, and on Sunday they'll have a show at 2 o'clock p.m. So buy your tickets while you can. MCAS is the reading comprehension, will be held next Thursday and Friday for sophomores. The AP exam tests are due this week for the testings that will be held in May. Hive meets tomorrow during school for the high schoolers on character. Invisible Children will be viewed at the school on Wednesday during first block for juniors and seniors and second block for freshmen and sophomores. Juniors and seniors on March 31st will see the yellow dress during the school day. And Friday night, March 12th, was the SAD volleyball tournament, and the organization raised over $500, which will be split between girls volleyball and Students Against Destructive Decisions. And SATs were held on Saturday, March 13th. And my student work, we're reading Huckleberry Finn in American literature this year, and we're supposed to do a research paper on basically anything. We could design our own thesis. So I started off with why Huck lies, because the whole story goes through, he's making up stories and he's lying and he fakes his own death, and he gets really intricate in the stories that he tells about his life while he's on the run. So I was going to talk about how his lies are a security blanket for him, but I kind of changed my thesis around, and now I'm focusing on the reaction to Mark Twain's novel, and the Southern hostility towards it, and how racism plays a big part in the novel with Jim, who kind of acts as his foster parent. So I don't know, I'm really excited to see where I go with it. And I mean, the novel's really good so far. I love it. It's definitely different from anything we've read this year. So I'm excited.
Any questions?
I wanted to add a little bit on the Masters. My daughter is a participant. She plays one of the lead roles in the Miser, and as Marina said, she also won the award with Josh Gordon for technical set design, but that's not why I want to mention it. It was an outstanding performance. It started with 112 schools about a month ago, and there's now only 14 left. And there's probably only one other school that's as small as North Reading. And my guess is there isn't any other school that has as lousy theater and production facilities as North Reading has. And it just shows what a group of kids and committed staff and adult support can do. Allison Kane and Peter Kane and Laura Hargrove are the 3 teachers and staff that are involved in this, and the parent support getting up at 5 in the morning to get the kids to Brockton this week. And in 2 weekends, we'll be taking them to Boston for 3 straight days. They're performing at the Hancock Performance Center. And it's really it's a great accomplishment, because this is only the 2nd year that the school's ever participated in this Theater Guild Festival. So I just wanted to congratulate all of them. Marina read off the awards 2 weeks ago in the preliminaries. They won about twice the number of individual awards. It was amazing. They were up against Brockton High School, and some of the schools, like how are they beating these kids? Brockton High School has 4,500 kids. Got a few to choose from, and great facilities. Ipswich High School 2 weeks ago, something I wish we could have here, a nice joint school with combined core and a cafeteria and gyms, and and a beautiful auditorium. We're an arts center, I believe, a cultural arts center they call it. So again, I just wanted to congratulate the kids and the staff that are behind the Miser. They've done a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. The next item on the agenda is the building projects. We have Karuchi, do you want to come on up?
Speaking of new schools, Chuck? Speaking of schools? Speaking of new schools.
New schools. Yes, those are the-
Why not?
Okay. One of the reasons I came tonight is to ask Jerry if he could make the meeting for March 30th, which is a Tuesday night. I know you don't have email, so I personally made a trip here
I'll be there.
to make sure you get
Where
here,
do you mean?
right here. Yeah. We do have the architect coming, okay? Just to see, the number being tossed around is a huge number, and I don't know where it's coming from, all right, as far as the feasibility study.
the million
That's
dollar
what,
number?
that's what MSBA said to be safe to put a number in like that.
Well, I actually want to see where we're at, because a lot of the work has been done,
Right.
all right, really has. And I mean, you're talking 10 years worth of work, and plus the last 4 years, all right? So I don't know how much can be added to this feasibility study to cost $1 million. That's the
We
thing.
can adjust that at
Right.
town meeting.
Right.
That's obviously why we want to meet with the architect, and we have some other.
That's why I want to have that meeting before we go to town meeting,
Yeah, clearly
all right?
that number can be.
Right. Now, you're the rep from the school committee
I am.
this year? Okay.
Not this year, till it's done.
Till it's done, okay. That's what I wanted to find out, I wasn't sure.
Stop laughing, you may be on this committee soon.
Yeah.
I'm still recruiting.
You recruited.
Now, you also had 2 names put in, 2 new names that came, that were submitted
Yes.
to you?
Actually, I have a couple more than that.
Okay.
And we haven't officially opened it up for applications yet.
How long, when are you gonna do this?
We're gonna post it after tonight. We're gonna post it in the paper,
Right.
identifying the positions.
Well, two of the people that applied could fill those 2 positions.
I did get the notice from you that Aldo, the non-voting member, the
Right.
liaison, is interested.
Right, and also you got the architect, engineer, a resume from the engineer, right?
Yes, from a gentleman in town.
Right,
Uh-huh.
who was very
I have
interested.
a couple of other folks that have expressed an interest.
Okay.
But we haven't officially opened it. We have to open it to everybody, to be fair. And put those names in there as well.
And you're gonna do this when?
We're gonna put it in the paper either for, well, it might be too late for this week. We'll have a date posted that we'll meet in joint session with the Board of Selectmen, because it's a jointly appointed committee.
Right.
And, I suspect that will be sometime in April, especially now that we don't have April town meeting filling up everyone's agenda.
Now, do we have a limit, the amount of people
We
that can,
don't have a,
right?
I think though, Chuck, that I'm looking at this list here,
Right.
and I think we need to think about this. I see a potential 19 members, and I'm not so sure that that's a good way to get something accomplished, having 19 members on a committee. So I think we need to, we need to discuss this and see how we can, I'm not saying I don't want as much participation as we can get, but I also don't know if 19 people is gonna get a lot accomplished in a quick amount of time. That's all.
Well, looking at what the state wants, unfortunately, they've punched in, I think about 10 new members,
Right.
all right?
currently there are 14, which includes an associate member and 4 non-voting members. I believe that the Board of Selectmen is supposed to be a voting member, but he came on midstream, similar to Jerry Gibson at Steve's place. So I believe that John Delaney is supposed to be a voting member. So to that 14, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new labeled positions. And
You say label, those are required.
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 yeah,
Required.
certain
Right.
skill set.
I don't know how you can get around the number that we have unless you want to get rid of the people that originally started it, but,
No, I don't think we can.
I don't think it'll be a problem as far, to me, looking with everybody, that everybody adds to this, everybody has a little different position that they add to it, financially, architecturally, all
Well,
right?
that's what the 7 required members are.
Right.
Those are the members that are required by.
Right. Plus the original 7 members.
Right, so
Okay.
if anybody, the required positions, people are allowed to hold more than one position. So for instance, the town administrator fills the procurement officer role and the town administrator role. Cliff Bowers has offered to fill the engineering role, but certainly he would also fill the one knowledgeable and educational mission. So, but I've left that open because I would really like to accommodate an associate member looking to take a voting role after all his years of service on that committee. It does leave a couple of other roles that we're gonna have to be very specific. We need a local CEO.
Anybody applying?
That needs a CEO, no.
I've asked a few people.
A member authorized by law to construct school buildings, that is the chairman. Because ultimately, when the committee votes an approval on payment, the chairman's the one who puts his name on the line, so.
In other words, check the bills will go to your house when this
Yeah.
project gets
That's fine.
started, is that all right?
That's
Okay,
fine.
just wanted to check.
But Chuck, I think it's gonna look like probably something in the vicinity of 13 or 14 voting members. The
Right now,
others,
it's
for-
15 right now.
15, okay. The others, for instance, the principal of the middle school and the high school, et cetera, that's no different than the input that we had.
We have right
Right,
now.
the
Well,
Wayne
when we
Hadgate.
did the bachelor school,
Right.
we also had,
Yeah.
Sean Clean wasn't on the board, but he certainly was a participant in
Right,
the entire
yeah,
process, so.
He has to add to it, you have to have
Yeah.
him to add to it.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't have any concerns. I think the more members you have, as long as we can control the meetings,
Right.
the more networking you get done, the more support you get, townwide for that
I
project.
just want to make sure we fill all the positions.
Yep.
And I don't know whether the town administrator is going to be able to fill that first position or not.
He's not
If he
ready
doesn't
yet.
get certified, I don't know where we're going to go from there. We think the
Yeah.
rest of it we can fill.
He's not ready yet, but we did talk to him, and he said the course that he has left runs for like 2 afternoons, and that he was gonna get on the next list, and, because that's a very difficult position to fill, to find a resident that's MCPPO certified.
I don't know even what that stands for.
It's not a really complicated process, I don't think. I mean, I think it's like an
Procurement office.
8-hour,
Yeah.
12-hour course that they have to attend and get a certificate for. So I think Greg has indicated that he was going to do that.
Right,
All right.
so,
All right, so that takes care of, to me, that's the biggest spot to fill, would be that position right there.
And I
The
think
rest
that-
of it, I think you're going to find the CEO.
I think they told us, Chuck, that as long as we had that position filled before we start putting things out to bid.
Right.
So we still, even as we go along here in the process, yes, we want to get these filled as soon as we can, but I think hopefully Greg will be certified by that time we really start moving. And maybe if not, maybe they'll give us a waiver where he's close to certified, and as long as he's pursuing certification. They seem to be working well with us. I think Dr. Manville's had some, good discussions with them along the way, so.
Okay, the other question I have then is, it looks like there'll be 2 sitting school board members on this committee.
That's a possibility.
yeah.
Now, if a third one shows up, happens to show up at one of these meetings, do we have a problem?
No,
No.
no. If a third one attends, there's not a problem. Obviously, there's no voting members on that, so I don't think that's.
Okay,
They wouldn't be sitting on the committee, they'd just be there.
because I really don't, I want to make sure that we do everything the way it's supposed to be done, so it doesn't
Yeah.
come back.
And actually,
Later on.
the regulations really urge you to have as many school membership reflected, including teaching, administration.
But I did, when I talked to Diane Sullivan, the superintendent was there. I think you were there, Phil. Were you there? I don't know if you were there or not. Her big concern was not to overload it with people that were in the school system.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry, keep it at this list.
All right?
Let me, if I may, I spoke with her